Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? My name is Kent, and this is EOS Nightly, although we're actually EOS San Diego in the challenge application, but this is actually a nightly broadcast about the EOS blockchain. And I want to talk a little bit about EOS tonight because I want to talk about the upcoming bull market. There's going to be a bull market coming here real soon. Nobody can predict exactly when the bull market's coming, but it's coming, and it's coming in a big way. And I'm going to show you why as soon as I share my screen here with you. I'm going to let you know, show you what I think, what I see, what I know. And actually, we can take a look at EOS real quickly because it had a pretty good day today. It's actually been up for quite a couple of days now. So it's 373. Roughly 2 billion in trading volume. But what I want to show you tonight, and what I really want to talk about, is I want to talk about this new system of wealth creation, a digital system of wealth creation, a creation through community. And I want to show you how this works and show you an example of this. And I want to go back to Ethereum, and I want to take a look at the charts on Ethereum. And actually, let's go out to the max. And we're going to look at this chart on Ethereum because this is a very interesting history of Ethereum that will repeat very soon. It's repeating on blockchain. It's repeating on EOS. And I'm going to show you what happened with Ethereum and tell you why it happened and why this is going to happen in the future. Because Ethereum, of course, traded for quite a while in the very low figures. I mean, down here around 12, 10, 9, 13, $14. It was very, very low, actually $8. And it traded for quite some time until about March of 2017, when it was around $17, $18. And within the next 10 months, it appreciated enormously. In fact, it went from a $12, $13 to $1,448. And let's look at the market cap. Market cap on Ethereum went from $1 billion to, at its peak, $140 billion. So 140 times, basically. This is why I never feel like $100 EOS is something that's not achievable, because when I saw Ethereum go to $140 billion in market cap, I knew EOS could do 100 billion. I knew it could do 100 billion. I knew it could do $100. I knew that there was no problem for that. But I want to explain about what happened here and why this massive growth took off for that period of time. What you're seeing here in this period of time is you're seeing wealth creation. You're seeing a wealth creation curve. You're seeing actually money creation. You're seeing a digital creation of another economy, a new economy, an economy built on the digital assets. And that's what happened when Ethereum went from a few dollars to a few, or actually $1,500, $1,400. This is a whole new way of money creation, wealth creation that took place on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, why it took off is because of the hundreds of ICOs and the ability for people to realize that they could create public, or create some way of creating, of raising money through the blockchain, through an ICO, and get away from the traditional ways of raising money. One of the things that's attracted me to blockchain, and especially to digital currencies, is the fact that I, in the 1980s and 1990s, and actually into the 2000s, was involved with the IPO market, the initial public offering market, and taking companies public. And I could see right away that this was such a better way of doing it, not without all the burdens and all the regulation that was involved with the traditional ICO of initial public offer. I'm sorry, an IPO of raising money. Raising money through IPOs is almost it's enormously difficult, and it almost excludes everybody. Very few companies can afford it. Very few brokerages will take that on, and it's almost impossible. But this is different. This is digital. This is easier. This is a much lower hurdle to clear in order to raise money or to get people to invest in a cryptocurrency or a token or something like that. This is the new wave. This is why everybody's going into the tokenized world of transactions. This is why Facebook is creating a digital token. This is why all the different, in fact, who's the big one right now is the, escapes me. Let me think. I'll think about it in a second. Oh gosh, I hate it when I do that. Anyway, I'll think about it in a second. I'll think about the new digital currency that we're all talking about. I know people are saying this right now. I'm trying to think of what it is. They're just yelling it out. And I just thought of it. It's the Morgan, the Chase Manhattan Bank, which is JP Morgan. That's what I've been trying to think of for the last 15 seconds is JPM, the JP Morgan coin. That's why they're doing this. They're doing this because of this ability to have this wealth creation system, the ability to have things happen instantly on the blockchain. And this is why they're doing it. This is what happened with Ethereum. And this is why there was massive wealth creation, because of this ability to create wealth easily, or much easier than the way it's currently taking place. And this is the thing. This is why this is so important. And this is why we have a bull market coming very soon. And this is why we're going to have a market explosion very, very soon. I don't know how quickly, but it will be very, very, very soon. It's kind of like, this is happening. You see it happening. You're just waiting for all the pieces to come to play for this to really, 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 really take off and be something extraordinary. And when you think of traditional ways of people creating wealth, it's very limited, and especially in today's world. Everything is very expensive. It's very expensive to go out and acquire real estate. And of course, real estate has been a real easy, not an easy way, but it's been one of the best ways in order to create wealth. To buy a piece of real estate, watch it appreciate. Another way of creating wealth is to go participate in the job market. Very expensive. You got to get a job. You got to get a good education. You got to work your way up the ranks. You got to go from the very basic bottom. If you're going to work for a company that's going to someday give you a good payday, you're going to have to put some time in. You're going to have to put some effort in. You're going to have to put some years in school. It's going to be a very difficult way of doing it. These are difficult ways to create wealth. And of course, today, starting a business is incredibly difficult. You have right now, if you want to be any kind of a retail business, and you got to compete against the retail giants online, the Amazons, the Walmarts, it's almost impossible. Forget about the mom and pop grocery store or the mom and pop hardware store, or some of these things. It's over with. You're never going to do those. The days of trying to create a business for yourself, or I remember back when I was a stockbroker, I don't know if I've told this story before, but I had a broker friend of mine that and this was in the 1980s, who had one of his largest clients that invested in a lot of money with him, was in the shoe business. They had owned a shoe company in St. Louis, Missouri. And during the period of years that I was there, that shoe company completely disintegrated. They got wiped out by the cheaper markets coming in with their shoes from overseas, and completely destroyed the family business that had been going on for 100 years, 150 years, I think. And this broker friend of mine actually lost his client. I mean, they went bankrupt trying to compete with the new shoes coming in from overseas. And this has happened over and over and over and over again, of being able to create wealth in this economy, in this world, in this day and age. But this is the new way it's coming. This is the new wave that's taking place. This is the new way it's going to happen. It's going to happen in the cryptocurrencies. It's going to happen in the digital markets. It's going to happen with a company like Karma. Because what Karma is, which is what we're doing too, is the ability to do something, to go out and create an application, and then have somebody do something on that application, and by that doing something, get a reward. And of course, I've talked about Karma here before, my good friend Dallas Rushing, which has created a way for people to go online, or actually to use the application to do something, and then get a reward for that, doing and posting and making that happen. And then also be able to trade the Karma token on an exchange. So this is the new way the world is going to work. This is the new way wealth will be created. And this is why I know the bull run's coming. And I know the bull run's coming very soon, because it's already happened with Ethereum. And like I say, this curve that I'm going over right now was a wealth creation curve. And a lot of people made money on this wealth creation curve. And even as this wealth creation curve went to $1,400, actually, let me see what the very top was. 1,400. Actually, 140. I'm on the wrong. Got to look at price. The $1,448. Even though it went that high, and a lot of these ICOs didn't meet expectations, but still, the token still trades in the $100 range. 137, 150, 145. It trades in $150, $140 range. In fact, what is Ethereum today? So this idea of Ethereum, smart contract, the idea of being able to do an ICO, the ability to have smart contracts on the blockchain is still trading very, very well. In fact, Ethereum is trading at 12 billion. That's XRP. Where's Ethereum? Ethereum is trading at 14 billion market cap with a 4 billion volume. So even though with the $136 price, even though Ethereum has its flaws, it has scalability problems and all the other stuff that we talk about that I think EOS solves, it still trades very well because it is a new digital economy, a new way for economies to create wealth in the near future. That's what Ethereum is. And I think EOS is even better than that. That's why I like EOS so well, because I've been through the years of seeing companies try to raise money through a traditional public offering by having to raise millions of dollars or going through many difficult regulation requirements in order to do that. And I could see that this is a new way of doing it, a better way of doing it. And this is why this market is coming. This bull market is coming. It's coming. I keep telling people that, even though we're looking at the micro all the time, we're looking at the small periods of time. You know, my daily broadcast is sometimes absorbed with these little small up and downs. In fact, the last couple of days, I talked about the ups and downs, the small ups and downs, and that is the micro. That's the day to day. We got to focus on the macro, which is the big overall going on here. What's going to happen in the next maybe 6 months to a year or 2 years or sometime sooner than that? I don't know. But we were going to see this huge bull run, and we will see a new economy grow out of it, a new kind of way of doing things, a new way for people to create wealth, a new way for people to prosper, something that's very difficult in today's world, to prosper at a very big way, for people to go from, you know, not owning real estate or homes to be able to own fabulous homes, to be able to own fabulous cars, in order to give other people money, in order to have security that they never had before. This is a new way, and it's coming. And to absorb yourself in this way of doing business, to absorb yourself in understanding it, is going to be the way you're going to make money in the future, the way your life will improve, the way everything about the way everything around you, people around you can have better lives. You can have a better life and everything by absorbing this new economy, new way of doing things. That's why these big companies, Facebook, the big banks, are taking advantage of this idea of cryptocurrencies, the idea of wealth creation and digital assets. This is the new way. This is the new trend. And this is the way things are going to be done in the future. And this is why I get excited. And this is why I make these videos every night. And this is why I talk about it, because I see it coming, and it is coming, and it will be big. It'll be bigger than anybody can imagine. I know that. And I think when you see the ways people can raise money, create communities all online, create applications and do this all online, you can get excited too. So anyway, I appreciate you listening. Thank you very much.